welcome everybody to the Crypt Files. What threw me is you told me just a little bit ago that my mom was in Teller's Call, and I scrolled up to read some of my Crypt Files notes. I went all the way to the top, where my first note is about my mom. She's in Teller's Grove, a place she can commune with Melora.
Gotcha. Teller's Call is what I meant.
Well, that's
initially.
Either way. Somewhere along the inner channels and the spirits are closing in. It's troubling to me. That's the note I wrote.
That's cool. That's
continuity. And that would have been what the judge told me, or something about the judge from Quilton.
It was for your mother's quilting group that told you about it.
Oh, right.
She had been there before, and I don't know if they said that she had gone there again, but that was a place that she had gone before.
Okay. Wow.
Teller's Call is it's a grove as well. So
it's definitely
makes sense why I used that before.
But either way, what's interesting in real life, places have multiple names to different people. So Quilton telling me that it's Teller's Grove, and then this other woman telling me it's Teller's Call. She's an elf. She's ancient she could be ancient. It could have actually been Teller's Call.
We're lucky that the name is even close to the same thing.
Right.
It's always been.
I grew up in this town called Mount Angel, and one of the things that's famous about Mount Angel is that since its founding, it's had like 5 different names. It's been called, what's the German word for Mount Angel?
Oktoberfest.
No, but at one point, what I always thought was funny,
such a stereotype.
What I thought was funny is that it was also at one point it was also called Roy.
Roy?
The town
Just
of Roy.
Roy.
I kind of like
Bratwurst.
that. But anyway, so that's a neat little piece of world building. I like that.
That's cool. I really like that.
And I only got that because of my notes. So
the scrying was really cool, and getting to like. But it's not like we got definitive answers.
Yeah.
Other than like Alistair is at Quilton. That's the most obvious one.
Yeah.
But like getting these kind of like vague-ish details, but knowing like, okay, so we have a starting point now. We can find these people that we need to find.
Yep. Or at least the next crumb of bread
step.
to
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that. Yeah. I feel like my mom is just doing what she did before, just in a new place, just trying to be like a servant of Melora in like a temple. Or maybe she's evil as shit now.
I don't think she's evil.
I don't think that's true.
I feel like she's split away from Alistair personally.
Yeah, she's split away.
Like my own.
She's been cast out.
Still, like, truly with Melora.
She's carrying on the true work, while Alistair and her probably and split up.
Yeah, that's totally.
Oh yeah,
and Alistair, because Alistair took you for himself and turned you into his thing, and she thought that was groovy and all good until it wasn't, and then she left.
Yeah, no, she's for sure doing the same stuff she was always doing, but like she's very like into Melora.
I'm just grateful to be on a path to get more Val story. That makes me happy.
Feels good.
Yeah.
Val doesn't like it.
I don't blame
Val
you.
wants to avoid it as much as humanly possible.
I was trying to think of how Ben would handle the whole, like, we're all scrying about stuff, and obviously I really wanted to know about my mother, and that felt like it felt natural that we all would in a certain way. And so when it came to you, I was really struggling, like, well, do we just steal his scry and like be like, where is Helena?
Yeah.
Or do we if Val wants to keep it buried, do we let him keep it buried?
Yeah,
I think
Ace would never let that happen.
Maybe. But then, then that's a whole conversation that you have with Simon and Ben as well. And we're like, he doesn't want to know. Let's find the next egg on our own, away from Helena.
I forgave
if
my father so that he would have to go and face his mother.
It's canon that you forgave your father based on what I said.
That's true.
So,
ridiculous.
while
it was just like
we're talking about the canon motivations of Ace / Matt. You can't nail those down.
They're all
canon. What is that?
It's also canon that fucking Val said that he would find his mom if I did this. No, that's true. And I'm not taking that away.
I think if Val had refused, I think Simon would have just let it go.
I think Ben would have too. I was kind of thinking, like, if Corgan really wanted to know where his mom was, I was kind of like on board with that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did give the pitch. I was the one that gave the pitch to Corgan, like, well, look, we kind of have this important thing going on. The fate of the world is kind of hanging at
Like
stake.
saving the world.
It was a very mom-centric episode. We asked the mom
yeah.
to scry on our moms.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
now we're
and-
going to visit
I mean, yeah,
somebody's mom.
that is if you look at this
This is the Mother's
campaign,
Day episode.
this is a very mother-centric campaign.
It is. That's actually like one of the interesting things that has come out of this whole thing that I'm drawn to in a weird way because, yeah, just like in general, because I don't think people think about parents that often when they're role playing or when they're reading fantasy stories or they're partaking in fantasy or escapism.
Yeah, you're
or whatever.
always an orphan.
You're always an orphan. What is the number one way you can go out and do whatever you want?
Yeah.
And one thing that I really wanted to do when we started podcasting was I really wanted to, and interestingly enough, it was like before I was a parent, I really wanted to like highlight that there are adventurers and there are people who are parents.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a chance to really do that as much as a DM, but when I switched off, that's why Duroc, one of the central things of his character was he was a dad and he had 2 children that, were supposed to be sort of opposite of belief. And then with Arthur, the opposite. It wasn't that he was a parent, but it was that he was a sibling, and that he had parents and all this. And then with Ben, I wanted to take it a step further, and it's like single mother, And
I feel like this particular season for us has been very, very heavy. Oh, this is going to sound weird, but heavy on the soft themes. Like,
Yeah.
I feel, and I'm
It's
really
nice.
enjoying it. It's like friendship and family and all those themes keep coming up.
the fact that we threw,
Not necessarily in like an over the head kind of way, but
it's not, yeah. But the fact that we threw this party, and one of the things that we all kind of got drawn to was adding to our quilts.
yeah, yeah.
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 I
that was
invited
adorable.
Tiala to celebrate on our boat, knowing that it wasn't going to be like a frat party.
Right. It would be a quilting party.
It would
Yeah.
be, we would raise a glass of whiskey to the moon and celebrate our families and our
Yeah.
heritage and our victory on behalf of our friend Bruge.
It was like a chance for us to share our culture with her.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
it's
I think that
a
all
te-
kind of like boils down to the way that we created this campaign.
Yeah.
Was
Exactly.
starting with
Very much
building our own
influenced.
world.
I think.
Yeah.
And it's like that changes the way you view your characters
100%.
because they are more real because
Because
you know
that
where
town
they come
has a
from.
history that we were a part of.
Yeah.
right.
And,
it's
so
interesting.
did our characters.
Yeah. And I love that. And by extension, the party on the boat idea is an extension of the celebration on the beach when the calming ended, or
Yeah.
the calming.
When the calming first
It's like
started.
we don't even.
revealed.
Yeah, we don't even
Is the
need to
idea,
like
yeah.
say it to each other. We're just like beach. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
we know we're
It's like a thing,
like,
man.
Yeah.
This is
I
like
got my bluestone,
Yeah.
this is like Stand By Me if they all stayed friends and adventured afterwards.
Right before it turns to what is that? Where the pig head on the
Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies. Thank you.
Fine. This is all like it, except we are all about to go and kill the Lovecraftian horrible monster and then have a sweet, sweet orgy with each other.
Eyes wide shut. Full circle.
Oh, no, they have
No,
an
no,
orgy with
that's
each
it.
other in it.
No, I mean a full circle.
Oh, a full circle of orgy.
Oh,
yeah, nice.
Eyes wide
nice,
shut.
nice,
No, this season has felt very like grounded and family, and so
Yeah.
opposite of what like a normal D&D campaign is, where it's like we want riches and glory and murder, and we're like, I just need to like forgive my mom.
Yeah, can I just talk to my mom?
That's what this whole thing is. It's so much simpler. Like there's obviously the D&D, tropes that we always have, saving the world. There's ancient evil creatures, all this stuff. But at the end of the day, the characters are just like, yeah, I just gotta like make peace with my family, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
how
gotta
much
fucking
of
go
this-
home, bro.
So
Is that a reflection on us?
Well, that's
or
what
is
I was
that,
about
like-
to ask, is how much of this, because one thing that was said about me as I got older was that, like, because of my upbringing, it was like I collected I collected motherly figures. The people I was closest with coming up as a teenager were my friends' moms. You know, I mean, I was closest with my friends, but like then my friends' moms. I collected motherly figures. And so, you know, this like fantasy of like having this like figure, you know, and it's like,
That's cool.
I don't know. It's interesting, like how much of it does tie back into my own psyche, you know?
I mean, my character going away from a mom who's so devoted to God is in no way related to my own life.
I can honestly say that did cross my mind tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
You were here before we started rolling, and you were talking about how your mom shares all these really funny secular TikToks and memes and things.
Yeah.
She was like, wow, look at this joke that's really funny and political in a really cool, progressive way.
Look at this really cool liberal TikTok I found.
Yeah, just like Helena.
Yep.
Although I get the feeling Helena is probably more chill and cool than real life.
Helena wouldn't have voted for Trump twice.
I picture what's her name.
McGonagall.
She played the mom on Addams Family, and she was in Royal Tenenbaums.
Oh yeah, I know who you're
Morticia.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
Salt and Pepper.
Angelica Houston.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who I picture.
Oh, that's why you thought she was so hot.
Well,
Angelica Houston.
I mean,
Anyways,
But how does it vibe with you? Do you have total you hate your family vibes, or do you love your family? And
Yeah, that's something that's come up a couple of times. Is like I really don't have like any of these like deep-seated feelings like with my father or anything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where that comes from. It's just like
you're
this,
just exploring.
It's
just a
kinda
ball of
fun
chaos.
to like play with like these ideas.
Well, it is, and I think something that's really overlooked in a lot of role playing and stuff like that is the dynamics of family. You know, I think that there is so much tension and drama built into that already.
right.
And the fact that it's really interesting to me that all of us have that background that is so solid and constructed and canonical in this game that it leads to us being like, well, wait. We all promised Simon that we would look after his family.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
We're talking Ace out of killing Levi. We're looking for our moms. Like we're
honest, and the way that Ace ended things with his dad, it was probably the best outcome we could have wished for. Because there was a lot of uglier.
Yeah, how do we feel about that? Because he was talking about killing him, and
they just mutually disowned each other.
let's get a little meta on that too. I was fully prepared. I talked to Alex about it, where Ben's whole thing was like, you know, this sort of special devotion to Ace because of our relationship, where whatever I could do to help him get past it, but in no way, shape, or form endorsing or condoning the murder of his father. And so I had this like, well, okay, say the word and it's done. You'll never see or hear from him again. Like trying to heavily imply that like me or Corgan would go out and just like take him out. But I had like talked to Alex like between session, like, well, what I want to happen is if Ace agrees to it, that essentially we just Shanghai Levi and send him away forever. And we can come back and say, it's done. You'll never see him again. Don't worry about it. He's not your dad anymore. You get to choose your future. This baggage isn't hanging over you. And Levi gets a second shot at life.
Yeah.
Me and Alex have had text messages about like Levi's like demise potentially, and it's like I don't want him to die.
Right? Yeah.
Like this is it's like it has been
at some
a
point
big
there
thing
was
for
a
my
message from
characters.
both of you about Levi.
Let's just
and
make
what
him
was going to
disappear.
happen.
That would be
Yeah,
funny.
I'm like,
Rhett,
okay,
if
you just
you're
got to let me know what happened. It's got to happen in game, kind of.
Rhett, if your scenario played out, that would be fun to see Levi somehow show up again.
Well, and that was
future.
my thought was like when Ace
leaves an
grows
interesting-
up.
yeah.
When Ace grows up and that's why I had this idea of like, look, and I had mentioned it, and I was like, look, give me your ring and we'll take care of this. Levi will never bother you again. He'll cease being your father, cease being in your life. Give me your ring, and when I think that you're a man, I'll give it back to you. And not so much like I wanted to be his father, but just like this idea that I like the idea of like Levi being able to come back and spark something in the game, in the drama.
And it sounds like that's still an option now.
Well, but in a much more healthy way.
Yeah.
He's got a path now, and he's gonna just try and
We'll see what happens.
He's already
over
like,
the dress cues.
He's
That's
already
his
trying
plan.
to make plans and get stuff together. I love
I love the idea too that like, because Levi is his own character too. That's like one of the things that and that's the whole idea of talking about this family thing. What?
You just keep. It was funny watching this thought form.
Everybody feels so real and fleshed out and motivated in their own way, which is something that doesn't always happen in role-playing games. Like, you just get these characters, who are there for a moment to meet a need, to do this, that, or the other thing. But like
certain needs of the moment. Yeah.
Right. But because like Levi existed before the game started in a way, and existed in the formation of our character and all this sort of stuff. Now he comes back, and it's just like, it's so interesting to think that he had so much motivation from such little screen time that he can now go off and do his own thing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he exists entirely on his own now.
If Morgan went off and did his own thing, like if we didn't hire Morgan and he went off and did his own thing, it wouldn't be interesting. We wouldn't be talking about it. But if any of these, but our parents and our families and all this do have that level of richness where we could be debating on what they're doing, where they're doing, who they're doing it with. And that's interesting. That's fun.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, I'm excited to, twist Morgan into my own little acolyte.
Yeah, I'm concerned.
Your little thrall.
Into my own, my thrall.
Yeah.
It's beginning.
Really enjoyed letting Ace let his narcissism fly and just only wanting to talk about what's going on with him. And like he's changing his name.
My name.
Yeah, that was really different this session. Normally Ace is not like that.
Yeah, normally Ace is really
He's like very considerate of everyone else.
This just happened to be the least reckless version.
Yeah.
This is just where it was like
no
all
There's
internal
no combat.
Also, I was super, like, I loved the idea of, like, dude, Mac, that could be your thing now. We can nickname you Mac. And then you're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, God damn it.
Okay, yeah, no,
I loved the idea, but now that he's going with it, I like Ace is much more conducive to
Ace
what
is
your name
a
is.
much cooler name,
Yeah.
but Mac is his name now, so that's
Good
just
old
what
Mac.
it is.
And you're just filling out that Always Sunny role. You just are
Ooh,
Rob
you
McElhenney.
are Mac.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
Mac.
It's
Yeah.
It's very much the same
I am-
guy.
Repressed homosexual.
I'm the security guard.
Right.
Repressed
yeah.
Gave him an
Homosexual.
ocular back down.
Yeah. Of,
Gave you an
of the
ocular.
group.
I gave him an ocular pat down. He's good.
He's Gucci.
Alex, how are we doing? How are we doing
we
at
winning?
the game?
Oh, fantastic! You guys are doing great. I was gonna have some little breadcrumbs for the places you were wanting to go.
Yeah.
With the seer, but you specifically asked about the places because you did the scrying, so it worked out
Nice.
really well.
I'm not too thrilled about the whole lich in the town of my parents
What?
situation.
No.
Well,
That was me.
I know. It's not.
We took some leaps there.
Yeah, I'm aware of that, but that whole whole
Also,
situation's got
giving
me.
you that option. You can always go to Quilton.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to do it on a certain time.
Yeah.
But if you want to go there, you can. It's just they're going to know about it. Yeah.
Well, when we're level 20 and they can't stop
That's what I'm thinking. Level up and then.
Yeah, speaking of, absolutely, level up. You guys are next level.
We're next.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I got 2 attacks.
Level 7.
Fucking
attacks.
welcome to the
Attacks.
metagame minutes, you
What level
sons
are
of
you guys?
bitches.
I'm kidding.
5.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Wait, are we really?
Wait, are you
five?
so?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was trying to
sweet.
see if
Should
I
be
could get
fine,
away with
So
it.
I got to take my 3rd level Hexblade.
Going Hexblade, going Warlock.
I think
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
because I already got the stuff I need from Paladin. I got my smites and stuff. So I think I'm just
And the
going
Hexblade is an important one.
And I think
I was wanting to give that level up at the end of the prison arc.
Yeah.
And then it just, we didn't really need it for this.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
absolutely.
Level 5. All right. Well,
five.
I've got
I'm
so
excited
many
about
attacks
that.
now.
Probably-
Oh, Jesus.
I am going to be able to murder so much.
Booming Blade everywhere.
Yeah,
But we
Bonfires everywhere.
But because
God,
you know
the
we do so
bonfires.
much combat, like this session was so combat heavy.
well, and I
combat
added
heavy.
so much stuff to the prize bag this time. I'm like,
I added something to the prize bag.
damn it, you did?
Yeah.
See, we didn't even get a draw from it. So
well, we had so many at our last session.
we did because I went crazy at the Dollar Tree. This time I stepped out of the Dollar Tree, baby. So
Anything from Mexico?
no, I do really regret that because Caleb came back with these cool Hawaiian things to add
Well, I
to the
wouldn't
prize
say-
bag.
Some of them were cool, but
They were pretty cool. I got a cool.
They were all
dancing
really awesome. Don't
hula
downplay
person.
it.
There's some
you
of
haven't
those.
seen all of them.
Some
yet,
of those
though.
are still in there.
good. Okay.
They'll expire by the time we get to them. But yeah, no, I got back from Mexico and Bailey was like, "Did you get anything for the prize bag?" I was like, "Fuck."
Nope, just COVID.
No, I'm not. Yeah. Hopefully they can catch my disease. Anyway. All right, guys. Well, I think this is a good enough place to bring in the Crypt Files, your once weekly follow-up podcast to the hit in at the end. Look, I did look it up. Baldur's Gate 3, not available at humblebundle.com yet, but if you want
Still get it.
Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, it's available. bit.ly/humblein. And believe it or not, sooner or later, Baldur's Gate 3 will be available on Humble Bundle. And then you can buy it. A little bit of what you spend using that link goes to keep the lights on around here. Or if you'd prefer, you can send us gifts. You can send us tribute. You can send us, I don't know.
I like tribute.
Beer, peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah,
Bring us tribute. Send us your tribute to P.O. Box 2 in Turner, Oregon 97392. And yeah, we'd really appreciate it. But anyway, otherwise, you can check out what we have to offer at theinattheend.com. We got a blog. We got a podcast. We've got so many seasons of a podcast for you to listen to now. It's a lot. Yeah, we've been going for 6 years now. And lots of different stories that you can enjoy. Especially the one you're currently listening to. Anyway... We'll be back on Monday with our regularly scheduled. Find out what happens here at the Port of Stone near Quailudia.
From last season.
Really?
Quailunia was the place that last season took place.
Wait. Last season?
with the Warforged and everything,
Yeah.
and the
With
mages.
Ball and Zephyrus and Wolf and
The
Scory.
Wastes and stuff?
Yeah.
Wait.
It is on the-
Harkvalen?
Yeah, that's the major continent. And then Quailunia is this big island just off the northeast.
So wait, Quailunia is where the kingdom
This
of
might be
Kuningrick
off
is?
air.
Oh my god.
The kingdom of Kuningrick is?
No, Kuningrick is...
No. The kingdom of
Usama.
Usama.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Okay. I kept wondering why that name sounded familiar, and I was like, oh, well, that's where Ball studied. As soon as you mentioned the Warforged, I was like, that's where Ball studied.
Actually, where Ball studied is closer to where you just were in Villendale.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Anyway, we'll be here on Monday. Quailunia, where the last seasons of The Adventures of Haven took place. We'll be here, theinattheend.com. Grab your store, keep on adventuring.